guys, and welcome to another episode of Breakthrough with me, your host, Tess Timmons. In this episode, a lot of you have been contacting me and asking me about how my health is doing. I had shoulder surgery back in October, and I had a sling on for an entire month, all of October, and then I've been going to physical therapy. I wanted to show you a couple of moves that I'm working on. So I have this stretch band that is very helpful. You can buy these online. Actually, my gym, InShape Gym, gave me this one for free. You'll notice like when I go into a front position, my natural arm is all the way up, but the arm where I had the operation is having a hard time reaching up there on its own. That's because we took the bicep off of the where it naturally hangs, and then we moved it. So I'm having to re-stretch out this muscle in order to get my arm back up to full mobility. So when I go to the side, that's about as high as I can lift it. So here's a couple moves that my balanced physical therapy is helping me with. So I take this band, and behind my back, I should be able to move my arm in this position and have it go up and down. And it should be rather easy, right? But for this arm, when I'm moving it, this is about as far as it will go. And I'm having a really hard time reaching it up any further than that. So using a towel or a band, you can place it behind you and then put your arm on it, on the handle, and then start to pull it up. And this will help force that movement. There is a great amount of pain going on in my arm right now, but I've got to be able to stretch it out. So I can feel a lot of that pain in here and throughout here when I'm trying to do that move. And it almost feels like I want to double over, that I'm not able to lift that arm. But the more and more I practice, the more it can get up there, right? And if I move it over even, that creates a large amount of pain as well, but it's helping me. It's helping stretch out that muscle. Another one that I can do, either using the band or just my own hands, is holding it up there, right? And trying to force it to go. So that is another one that's helpful. And then a third that might seem effortless, and that's why this angle is here right now. The third one that might seem effortless is taking my hands and just placing them behind my head. Now, when I first noticed an issue with my shoulder, it's when I was lifting weights and doing these movements. You'll notice I've lost a lot of muscle mass, but when I was doing these movements, I would hear a popping sound in through here. And so that's how a lot of people were helping me identify that it could have something to do with my rotator cuff. Especially with my age, 45, a lot of people have issues with rotator cuffs, and also sports and activity that we've all done. Mine is a chip out of the front of my shoulder. We're thinking that it had to do with an old ski injury that I had where I fell forward. And so my bicep muscle was slipping off the shoulder. It wasn't able to hold. And so then that created a lot of strain when I was doing those movements, right? So another one that is helpful is grasping both of my hands and putting my hands behind my back. You'll notice this arm is fine, angling all the way back. But my other hand, first of all, has a hard time even reaching there on its own. So if I take and place it there, and I do have to kind of move my head and then push it back, you'll see the vast difference in that arm. So it's really tight in the elbow, and it's a little bit of a tightness here. And I wish it could just push back. But that's what happens at physical therapy. I'm able to lie on my back and they push it and move it, and then Stephanie jabs her hand into here and opens up some of this muscle cavity area. Another one I can do is this up and down movement that helps stretch it. And then I can also take this strap and put it around like a pole at my gym is what I've been doing. Or you can find something at home like a stair railing, and then you want to be able to pull it back, right? Another one that they're having me do with the strap, so I would put it on a stair railing there, and then and then pull it out like this. And you'll notice with this arm, it's quite easy to do that. But with this arm, even with nothing resisting it, that's about as far as I can go. Quite a difference. So it's a long road of recovery, but I also remind myself that I opted for this surgery. I chose this. And the reason I'm doing this is for longevity, so that I can take surf lessons, dance lessons, and have higher mobility and higher quality of life. I'm really excited to get back to weightlifting. They've started giving me 1 and 2 pound weights that I can lift versus the 25 I was lifting before. So yeah, it's just a lot of patience. It's a lot of being kind to myself. And then when I'm dealing with pain and stretching, it's a lot of breathing to kind of hold, because I need to hold that out for at least a minute. The longer I can hold that position, even though it's a little painful, I can breathe through it, and then I can stretch it a bit more. Going to a hot sauna and stretching has done wonders for me because the muscles are warm. When I go into the cold pool, I'm able to move this arm up in the back a lot easier. The cold kind of numbs it a little bit, so that's helpful. And then, yeah, I would say actually like leaving my house and going to the gym to do these workouts is really helpful as well. It helps me really center on myself. So I'll try to take some videos of that as well. My physical therapist took one video of my arms stretching up and down, so you could see the difference in that too. So yeah, thank you for caring about my arm. I've learned a lot about like patience, healing. I'm also learning a lot about healthcare. For instance, after doing this huge surgery, I need to go and get physical therapy. With insurance coverage, every physical therapy appointment costs me $100. After 6 appointments, that's $600, I'm able to move into a different bracket where the physical therapy costs $30. However, because I am a teacher and I'm on a budget, I had to spread those 6 appointments out. Well, now that I'm finally at $30, I did one payment of $30 on December 30th. Well, now it's January, it's the new year, and I have to start all over again at $100 a pop, right? So here's what I'm saying about that, is that once we do a huge surgery, if we really want this person to come back to optimal health, it would be great if an insurance company wasn't starting at $100 out of pocket for all 6, because who can spend $600 in 1 week on that? I can't. And so it would be very helpful if it costs $20 every time the patient goes to physical therapy, so that they're able to go maybe 20 or 15 times in 1 month and really be working on that arm and getting it moving. Yes, I'm doing movements at home, but there's certain things that my physical therapist is able to do to my arm that I just can't do on my own. And she's able to manipulate it and move it and support that growth faster, right? So I know that people give the old adage of insurance companies are here to make money, and that's just how it goes. But I want to break through to the other side of that and say it doesn't have to be that that's how it goes. How do we actually concretely change that? Do we need to write to our local representatives? Do we need to create new health insurance companies that value preventative care and that it will force the market of the other companies to change? what could we actually start doing step by step to create that change to better our society for optimum health? Please let me know in the chat your ideas, because that's part of the breakthrough process. How do we actually come up with our solutions so that we can make this happen and not just throw our hands up in the air, but break through to the future side, to what we actually want our health insurance companies to be like, look like, act like, talk like? How do we do that? And so if you work for an insurance company, I'd love to have you on my show. If you know someone who creates insurance, please let them know. I would love to have a conversation with them so that we can get the ball rolling on that. I think there's many people who are interested in not only affordability, but preventative healthcare measures, so that the money making is really about keeping us healthy, not keeping us sick. And there is a way to do that. It doesn't have to stay the same, the old ways. We can break through to this new way of change and valuing ourselves and our health. All right, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for helping me with all of your letters of kindness and reaching out to me about my arm. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to talking to you more. Thank you.